we were heartbroken in December of 2014 when she lost to when she lost to Nicole. I mean, she did her best and she played an amazing tournament, but to be 2-1 and 10-6 match ball up and lose the world title, it hurt.
Here we go. Could this be it? Go on, could this be her first world championship? 4 match balls. Nicole's not going to give it away that easily, I'm sure. Shot. Oh, just clipped the top of the tin.
Played the rally well. She's got 4. Doesn't need to panic.
17.
This is amazing if she wins this for her. This positive from Raneem.
This is for her 8th world title.
Get it. Well done.
And there she's got it!
Word.
And I remember that day, I wasn't even in Egypt at the time, and I felt so bad not being there. And as soon I came back the next day, and I was like, I couldn't imagine how she might feel. But I was really surprised with the way she made up for it, and I could see it in her attitude from the very first tournament in January at the TOC. She was all business. She meant business. I'm going to make it to the world #1. Like, she switched her targets from winning the world champs to becoming world #1. And at the time, Nicole had been there for 10 years. So to topple Nicole would have been something, quite an achievement, a huge thing. And she did it. Like, she won 3 major titles, and she ended up winning the one in Alexandria, which got her to #1. The minute or the second she won her final match in Alexandria, the feeling I had, I mean, I cannot describe it. I mean, I was so proud of her for being not for becoming the world #1, but for overcoming the huge, you know, to me it was something hard to come back from, you know. And the way she did it, it was just unbelievable. And then it followed. She became the first ever Egyptian woman to become a world #1 in any sport.
Oh, there he is. And the 3rd time of asking, Raneem El Welily is crowned champion of the world. What a huge moment for Raneem El Welily. Well, Tarek Momen, her husband, he will be blubbering away there. Well, thoroughly deserved by Raneem El Welily. Obviously, Nour El Shbini played her part. 2-time world champion. So impressive by Raneem El Welily. That's got to sound good. 2017 champion of the world.
The day she won the world champs in Manchester, I remember I think I cried that day because I wanted her to win it so badly, and the second she won it, I was like, I forgot how sad I was not being able to convert at that tournament, and it was pure happiness.
Having someone there sharing the same things with you and the same emotions and feelings, and knowing what it's like to win and knowing what it's like to lose is definitely a huge plus. It's definitely added a lot to my personality and to my life. Everything has its ups and downs, obviously, but it's amazing to have a support there all the time. It's amazing to go to a tournament where you know he's going to be there and he's going to be there for you, and that if I'm feeling any pressure, then he's feeling pressure as well, and to share this with him is obviously very nice, if you could say that pressure is nice. But at the end of the day, win or lose, you know you still have each other, and that's what matters the most. So his story is that we met when we were like 7 or 8 at his club here in Cairo. I came for the tournament, played at his club, and that's when we met the first time. I don't remember the first time, of course.
I watched some of her games, and it was a bit odd because she did something in this tournament that was hard to understand. She was playing 2 age groups, under 10 and under 12, and she actually won the under 12s and lost under 10. She got the first place in the under 12s and got the second place in the under 10, and that was, to me, was mind-blowing. How could someone win in the older age group and lose in their same age group?
Like, my first memory that is very sharp in my head would always be the Dutch Junior Open, because we were the same age, almost the same age, and we would hang out a lot with him and his sister. That's the sharpest memory of Tarek as kids.
Nothing happened between us for maybe 20 years. That was actually nothing. I remember even one time I had a teammate at Gezira Club who was competing at the British Juniors against Raneem, and in 2006 they were playing the final under 19s, and I was supporting our girl like 100%. Like, I wanted her to win so bad, and she actually did, and it was a surprising result. So our Gezira girl did great to win that tournament, and if I knew that in about 5 years I'd be in a relationship with Raneem, I mean, I probably wouldn't have been so keen on supporting Lina, the other girl.
As junior players, we didn't mingle a lot. After the junior years, of course, once we started traveling to PSA tournaments, we got to know each other better.
Raneem moved to Cairo in 2007, and I was really good friends with Omneya, because she was at my club. She played for 10 years at Gezira, and we used to be really close.
2 of my best friends at the time in the squash community were Omneya Abdelawi and Inji Khairallah, and Omneya was based at Tarek's club, so that's how things started. We would go out for dinners, for movies, anything, and Omneya, Tarek, Omar, Megid would be there. These are the names that you would know, but there were other friends as well, and I'm pretty sure Omneya had a very important role in things happening the way they did.
She's smart, she's nice, she's a great squash player. I mean, there's nothing that would stop me from trying to make it work. Well, the problem is her mother kept coming to all tournaments, so whenever I want to make a move, there's always her mom. And I was a bit embarrassed.
At the World Championship in 2011, Omneya was there, and we had a big fight, and she had an injury at the time, so she skipped Hong Kong. And then in Hong Kong, it was just me and Tarek there all the time because Omneya wasn't there. So that's when he actually asked me out for the first time.
We had the world champs in Rotterdam back then, and I was hoping to tell her something during the tournament, but I thought maybe I can skip Rotterdam since her mom was there and go for the next one, and it was in Hong Kong. And in Hong Kong I asked her out, and I finally got the yes that I was hoping for. So
he asked me out, and I remember I usually don't have any jet lag in Hong Kong or in Asia in specific, but I remember that I didn't sleep at all, maybe not 1 minute that night, because I kept thinking, what if I said yes and then things didn't work out? What if I said no? I was like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't want to lose him as a friend, but at the same time, I really liked him, so I thought I'd give it a try.
I think it was in 2011 when we started to date, and it's been 7 years now.
In a way, when I lose a match, I'm a very sore loser, and so is he. But when he loses a match, to me, that's worse than me losing a match. Like I know I can deal with myself when I lose a match, and I know he obviously can deal with himself when he loses a match. But then when he loses a match and there's nothing I can do about it to make it better, that's the worst feeling you can ever face.
When she loses, I know how that feels. So I put myself in her shoes, and it gets to me, you know. We try as much as possible to help each other out. When I lose, for instance, if I lose a match and she's on next, I try to act like nothing's wrong and stay in her corner and maybe try to coach her just to make her feel that nothing's wrong and that she could focus on her game. And she does the same thing, so I think that's how it works, and that's how we can give each other the best possible chance.
When he wins, I definitely want to win too, so we motivate each other in that way, in that sense. What you do as a player is always try to give your best at every match, every point, every rally, and that's the only thing you can do. You cannot hope for anything other than that. So I do my best, he does his best, we try to support each other as much as possible. It's nice to have the same good day together, but it's also like if he wins a tournament, I'm obviously very, very happy. It doesn't matter that I lost, what matters is that he won. So at the end of the day, if he wins and I lose, it's okay. He won.
The situation has been 99.9% of the time where she is winning and I'm losing early, and she makes it to the final. I'm always happy for her, but at the same time, I feel sorry for myself, and it's just a struggle. And it takes a lot of mental energy. But thankfully, I started to do well on my own in tournaments, so it isn't as hard as it used to be now. Now I can. I might lose earlier in a tournament, but then make it to the later stages in another tournament. So now I can find the balance of trying to get over what happened and just be supportive.
Most of my ambitions would be for him to actually always do better and always be better. And I know he has a few targets that he wants to reach, and I hope that he does.
I'd love to win a title or two with Raneem at the same time, but if it doesn't happen, I don't mind. I just hope when we retire, when the two of us retire, we look back at our careers and we feel we're very satisfied with the results, with whatever we've achieved.